Hi, welcome to our video about professional microphones. This is a basic dynamic microphone. What you have is a plastic diaphragm, which is connected to a very fine coil of wire, which is in a magnetic field from the magnet. As you talk, that causes the diaphragm to move, which creates a voltage in the coil, which comes out via the two wires which are required to do a complete circuit. The other kind of microphone that is commonly used is called a condenser microphone. What a condenser microphone does is it has a conductive diaphragm, it has a conductive backplate typically with holes drilled in it so that the air can move freely, and this particular microphone requires a voltage to be applied to it, and then as the diaphragm moves, that modulates the voltage and creates the sound. The more common version of condenser microphone is what's called the electret condenser microphone, which has in the back a little printed circuit cord with a built-in preamplifier because of the extremely small signal. And what an electret does is it's basically a permanent static cling. And so that creates the voltage, which the microphone then modulates, which is then built in with an amplifier. As a result, a condenser microphone requires a power supply. This can be provided either via a small battery in the microphone, or in professional microphones it's provided through what is called phantom power. Now, professional microphones use a 3-pin connector, often called an XLR. There are 2 pins for the signal wires. The third pin is used as a shield to keep out interference. And that's one of the hallmarks of a professional microphone. Now, the most common professional microphone ever sold and still used is the Shure SM58. It is a dynamic, meaning it uses the magnet method. Cardioid, meaning it is a directional microphone, and when you plot the pattern it looks sort of like a heart, which is where the cardioid comes from. And it has reasonably good frequency response, which is a characteristic a lot of people talk about. That means it goes low, it goes high. In particular, this is designed as a vocal microphone because it has a presence peak, meaning that it actually emphasizes the tones that are most important to communicating speech. So this is an extremely popular microphone. It sells for about $100, and as a result, it is the most widely copied microphone ever made. This is a copy, but it's not a very good copy. It says impedance is 600 ohms, and what that really means is they put twice as many windings on the coil. The reason why they do that is they can use a weaker magnet and have more spacing, and it's just a much cheaper microphone and isn't of the same quality. This microphone claims to be a Beta 58, which is also a Shure trademark, but this is not a Shure microphone, and what the Beta signature series means is that it uses a stronger magnet. Again, the copy isn't quite as good as the original, and it's not that much less money. And this is the worst microphone we have. This claims just to be a copy of a 58. It's the cheapest one. It's not very good. But like the 58, it is a directional microphone, which means if you speak into it sideways, it doesn't pick up as well, and that's designed to reduce feedback from stage monitors or from any reflected sound. But again, it's not a very good microphone. This is a genuine Shure SM57. This has the same capsule as a 58, but without the windscreen, so as a result it can pop if you breathe on it or do anything else wrong. This is very popular by musicians because it matches the 58, but is often used for instruments or miking other things. If you do want to use it outdoors or do want to use it for some reason for vocals, they do make a windscreen that fits on it. It's a big puff of foam that's used to keep those noises out. This is an imitation SM57, and it's designed to look like it. It doesn't weigh the same, it doesn't sound the same, and quite simply, it's a cheap piece of junk. Now, it's possible to go better than the Shure SM58s, and this is a Lewitt 540. This is also a dynamic cardioid microphone. It weighs a lot more, it has better frequency response, and it's overall a better microphone, and it costs more. No surprise. This is a Neumann microphone. This is a condenser microphone. It's the best of the entire set, and this one in particular has better high-frequency response, less handling noise, and overall is a better microphone. One of the other issues is when you have 2 microphones, if you bring them together and they get louder, that means the microphones are in phase because there are 2 wires carrying the signal. If one of those wires gets swapped, then the microphones will be canceling and the volume will drop. The most common problem occurs when you're using a lavalier microphone and have a microphone at the lectern. If, as you approach the lectern, the volume actually drops, that means that the lavalier microphone is wired to a different phasing standard than the wired microphone. And so you'll probably want to do either the phase adjust switch on the mixer or get a special phase reverser so that the wireless microphone will reinforce with the microphone on the lectern. The last issue is quality. This is a 20-year-old Shure SM58, and as you can see from the dent in the grill, it's been around. It still works. It still works well. And so those are the basics of microphones in professional use. And in another video, we'll discuss the different types for different uses and how to use them wirelessly.